but I'll just record it. Kim, for me, like honestly has helped me so much with being confident to upsell. And that was something that as a yellow, I had really struggled with. And she just worded it in such a way that made so much sense to me. So I'm going to have her share some of that with you guys too. But I'm just excited for us to hear from Kim Cain. She just inspires me like nobody else. She's somebody that I always want in my circle. I always want around me. And so I'm excited that she's going to be around for our team too. So, hey, Kim, how are ya? Oh, I don't know if you can unmute you should be able to unmute.
Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go.
It's like, are you just going to like silently smile at me all night or?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, looking like $1,000,000 with your makeup artist face at all times.
You're so sweet. Gosh. You're so sweet. Always, always.
I love it. Do you listen to country music? You hopped on. I was like, I wonder if Kim likes. Yeah, I didn't think so.
I got on and I'm like, how do I tell her that like I'm not sure if we can be friends after this or like it? No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Like she will either completely surprise me and be like, yeah, I love it. Or she'll be like, exactly what your reaction was.
It's like, if you love it. But it's one of those, it's the only genre I just can't do. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
We'll forgive you. We were all on here. We were doing a little power hour and we were all talking about how much we love Morgan Wallen and he's playing over and over. And anyway,
I don't even know who that is. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Ludacris, like Chingy, Missy Elliott. Yeah.
I was like, will it be obvious if I switch the music as soon as she hops on?
A little.
There's a guest in our home. We have to accommodate, right?
You're so funny. No, I'm joking. You guys, I do like Shania Twain.
There we go. Okay.
I do. My grandma used to take me. Yeah. Okay. So I will do her because I love her voice. So I do like Shania Twain, but that's about it. I'm so sorry.
We love you anyway. Let's jump in. Tell us your story. I want to dive in and I might want to ask some questions that I don't know if you're often asked. So I'm excited for tonight. And also a couple of my leaders, if they hop in and interrupt and ask some questions, then that'll happen too. But I'm just excited to really pick your brain and just have like a raw and real conversation. So start with your story and then we'll just dive in from there.
Okay, I'm excited. Yes, I would love to. So my name is Kim Cain. For those of you who don't know, I've been with the company now for a little over 7 years, and I'm a triple diamond going for presidential. And, I joined this business. I feel like it's so funny. I've told this story 1,000 times, and every time I tell it, a new piece pops out. So I love hearing people's stories. So I hope that it moves you even a little bit. So I started this business with one baby. He was a month old. I actually went to a triad event. So how many of you have gone to like a triad or a one team, one mission event when, we were able to? So I went 7 years ago. My friend from Florida asked me if I would come to this one team, one mission event. And if I came, he would put a wrap on me for free. And I was like, bet. Like I just had a kid literally 30 days ago. So I do not care about like what's happening there. I just want a wrap. And so I showed up. And he was from Florida. So I'm like, you're in Grand Rapids? Yes, I will be there. So me and Eric, my son, went to this hotel right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we showed up and I was that super ignorant person in the back of the room I was being rude. Like I was talking the entire time everyone was talking on stage. And there was over like 200 people there. And I remember walking in and I'm like, this is what you meant by like an event? Oh my gosh. Like I did not know there was going to be hundreds of people. I thought like a few. And you guys, Cammie was there and Steph and Joel. And I was like, nobody cares about them. Like, I don't know them. I don't care. Like, I didn't think it was a big deal. And I put this wrap on and I was wearing like a Duck Dynasty hoodie. I don't even like Duck Dynasty. Like I walked in, my hair, because I used to have hair, it was a hot mess. I had my brand new baby on my arm and I was like, where's the wrap at? Like, where's the wrap? That's all I'm here for. And we were standing in the back of the room, just like talking. And I'm not into country yet. But Sadie was on for conference and I'm like, I know her. She was so good. But you guys, yeah, I never really liked the show. I don't know why I was wearing the hoodie. So, okay. I was wearing this hoodie. I looked a hot mess. I was a brand new mom. I was rapping. I was talking in the back of the room. And It was a God thing because I actually was, I had a really horrible pregnancy with my son. I was on bed rest for the last like 3 or 4 months, and we were so stressed. I was so stressed that actually when I was 9 months pregnant, I lost 15 pounds in 15 days. I'll never forget going to my doctor, and they were like, step on the scale. And I stepped on the scale and I stepped off, and they were like, okay, go to your, room on the left. And I'm like, wait, did you notice that like I lost 15 pounds, or did you do? And they're like, oh, you did. And I'm like, they're like, oh no. I'm like, it's just stress. Let's just go. I know what it is. So it's just stress. And because we were being evicted. So we were being evicted. We were in the process of trying to figure out like what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go? I was pregnant, and then I had my kid, and life just didn't look how I wanted it to at all. Like I had all these plans for me becoming an adult, and none of it was playing out like I had planned it to. I grew up with 8 siblings. And so life was hard. Like we've lived in 2-bedroom trailers. I've had a bed in a laundry room because I had to have my own room. So I was like, if I have to sleep in the laundry room, it is what it is. And we've lived in homeless shelters. I grew up poor, but I didn't think that that's where I was going to end up too. And then all of a sudden I'm 22 with a 1-month-old baby and an eviction notice, and just stressed. And it was the worst, like the worst feeling, because now I don't even have a mom to help me. It's me, like it's me and it's Joe, and hopefully we can figure it out. And on top of all of that, I didn't know who God was. I was an atheist. So I didn't have faith to rely on. I just cried a lot. And then all of a sudden I walk into this like huge room of people who are talking about making money from home. And I was ignoring every little bit of it until this one person said, now I'm making like $2,000 a month from home. And I'm like, wait a minute. I make less than that at a factory that I hate, that I work at 50 to 60 hours a week, and I have to miss out on my kid's life to do it. So like, wait a minute. And I shut up. Like, and I don't know if you've ever been to a try it. It's at the very end that they bring up like diamonds and above. And so I talk that whole time until they brought that girl up. And I'm like, wait a minute. If she can make $2,000 a month from home, why can't I pay for diapers and gas in my car? Because like we were the type of couple that sometimes on Fridays we would have to take cans back to the store to get to work, or like we would call in on Fridays because we're like, well, I don't have gas. Like I don't know what else to say, but like I don't have gas and I can't make it to work to even get my paycheck, because your girl did not have direct deposit, because direct deposit meant someone could take it. So I physically got my paper check every Friday and deposited it into my bank on my terms. And so it was just rough. It was rough out here. And but I had this kid that I wanted to be home with so bad. And I did not think that that was in the cards for me ever. I never thought that was in the cards for me. Not even a tiny bit. My mom worked our entire life. Sometimes I helped her with errands when I was a teenager because she worked so much. We had so many kids. So like that was, my money mindset was broken. And I thought, if I can just pay for diapers and gas, like I would be so thankful, because then I can at least get to work on, in every week and every day. And my kid, I wouldn't have to worry about that, because we had WIC, we had EBT. So the government was helping us with food and stuff. And I didn't know that there was more out there. I really didn't. But God put me in that room that night to just be a little more open. And you guys, when they said that this was a faith-based company, when people kept giving the glory to God, I cringed. My skin crawled. I'm like, this is gross. That's gross that you guys are giving it to a man that isn't even real. But you know what? I'm going to say yes anyway. And let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. And within 5 months, I went diamond and I earned the $10,000 bonus. And I promise you, if I can do this business with no network, no time, no money, no experience, no nothing, no faith, nothing, you can do this business too. And so God knew he was pursuing my heart even when I wasn't pursuing his. He literally gave me something that not only would provide income, and now I see the bigger picture 7 years in. I see that it was actually like, hey, Kim, I'm also going to really align you with people who are going to help you in your faith journey and who are going to just cheer you on to believing that you're more than your circumstances. That's been the best gift of this entire company. The money has been amazing. And because of it, I have a lot of freedom of time and stuff like that. But it's the friendships, it's the faith, it's the things that I didn't expect to happen. This company has allowed me to grow like no other like nothing else. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful. And now I have two babies, Eric and Lucy. They're 5 and 7. And, you know, they had a snow day today and we woke up. I looked at my phone. I'm like, we can go back to bed. Like, I don't have to call into the factory. I don't have to call into nowhere. We own our time and we can go play in the snow. We can stay inside. I worked hard to have this life that I didn't know was even possible. So that's a little bit about me.
I've heard your story so many times, but I didn't hear, there was a lot of things there that I had never heard and a perspective that I had never heard. And I just love it. I love hearing stories and being able to relate and say, man, we've all come from such different places and we're such different people with different tastes and different interests and different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And yet we can come here and we can find a solution. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about your journey with It Works and the ranks that you've been at for the time periods that you've been at them. And someone said recently on a Zoom, it was Brittany Landrum, I think, she said, you know, people that come in and go all the way to the top in the snap of a fingers don't actually inspire me. It's the ones that have hung out and that have had a comeback story and maybe another comeback story and that have seen the valleys and the mountaintops and have stuck it out and have grown. And I know that we have some people in here that have maybe been at a rank for longer than they've wanted to, or have not gotten to a rank that's been kind of elusive for them. And you're someone that has not slowed down. You've been on fire. You're always killing it. You always have the best advice and the best tips, and you're proud about where you are at in the business. But I know that it's probably been, there's a journey there, and I want to hear about it. And I want to hear about how you keep yourself hyped up when you miss a goal, how you keep yourself running for a goal. Like, I want to hear as raw and as real as you feel comfortable going, like no holds barred, say what you want to say, like just share it with us.
Oh my gosh, I would love to. That's a really good question. And the more that we talk about these things out loud, you guys, the more you're going to inspire your damn self. So like, keep sharing your story, even the brutal moments that you've had to meet God in the valleys at, because it reminds you of how good he is and how he's always got your best interest at heart. So I went diamond in 5 months, and it was so exciting because I'm a nobody. To God, I'm a somebody. But to everyone else, in their eyes, I'm a nobody. I barely graduated high school. You guys, I just shared this really funny picture of me in high school. Let me show it to you. 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 Because it's so funny. If I can find it. Oh God. It's going to be this process. Okay, it was going to be funny, but now it's taking too long. Anyway, there was a picture of this chair at a desk and no one was in it. It was like, here's a picture of me in high school. And I'm like, oh, there I am, completely absent. Like, y'all, I never went to school. I must have deleted it. Okay. I never went to school. I graduated a year and a half late. So that was funny, but you didn't get to see it. So now it's not so funny. But I never went to school. I graduated a year and a half late. My sister actually completed my last online course. I went to an alternative ed. So the only reason I have a diploma is because of my sister. Okay, so I'm gonna be really real. And Joe holds that over me all the time. He's like, coming from a girl who got a diploma, because like we make fun of each other all the time because we aren't people of like, oh yeah, they're gonna make it. I went to this little small town in Charlotte where like everybody's still over in Charlotte doing Charlotte things, and I'm doing more, and they still are like, man, you made it. Like, you got out of here and you made it. Like, I didn't come from this like background of she's gonna do things. And I didn't have friends in high school, nothing. I didn't have any acquaintances. I didn't like people. So I went diamond in 5 months. I don't even know how. Like, I was just really excited to like do something different. And you know, my sister was my emerald, and we were really excited, and it was the most fun. It was so fun. And then I went diamond, and as soon as I went diamond and she went emerald, she dipped out, because the thought of having to hustle hard every month for money like really gave her the like fear. So she went back to a bank job that she actually 5 years later has quit, and now she's pursuing her own dreams, and I'm so proud of her. But she shrunk because she was so afraid of like, oh God, can I do this? And she let fear completely overtake her. So I lost it was just me and my sister that worked hard to go diamond and emerald. So I lost her. And that was so hard because I'm like, you're my best friend. She still is my best friend. And so that was really hard. But 5 months diamond, and then another 2 years, I people will be like, I sat at this rank for so long. No, I grew. at this rank for so long, and I'm still growing at this rank for so long. And I was diamond for 2 years and finally went double and triple back to back. So I went diamond in 2014, and then I went double in 2016, and then a month later, triple 2016. And it's because y'all, if you pray hard enough and you say, God, like, if this is it, just the promise, y'all, the promise on my heart, the vision that I have for what I want in life and how nothing else, like a gas station or fast food or factory, the places I've worked before, that can't do it. It won't do it for me. And so I just stayed the course, because there is something that makes my stomach hurt when I think, just thinking about telling Eric and Lucy, you're not worth the hard work. So I have to go to work today, and I'll maybe be at your school to pick you up. Maybe grandma, maybe your dad. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you're not worth the hard work. You're not worth the sacrifice and the investment. I don't ever want them to get older and be like, my mom did this network marketing company, and actually she made it pretty far. I don't know what happened. I guess she just gave up. Like, I don't want my kids to ever have to tell that kind of story. My story is that I persist anyway. I do anyway. Mama can do hard things. I can live a life that I dreamt of because God has done much crazier. Daniel in the lion's den, like, what? Like, mommy can do anything. I can't do anything, but through Christ, I can do all things. So I stopped relying, it was the moment that I stopped relying on me and just saying, you know what, God, like, it's you, it's on you. I can't do anything on my own. I'm going to stop. I'm going to put my arms up, my hands in the air. I'm done trying, but I'm going to let you do what you need to do through me. And I'm going to let it all pan out, and just giving it to God and saying, this is what I want, Lord. And he has shown up in ways that I can't even explain. But it took me 2 years to go from diamond to double and triple. I've been triple since 2016. And some of y'all probably like, oh, wow, triple since 2016, like it's 2021. I don't give a, I don't care. I have loved this journey. I don't know where else I can grow to be the kind of person I am today like this. So like, I don't care if I was diamond. I don't care if I was double. Like, this has been so much fun. And I have grown. Some of y'all dip out before you can even see the transformation in you. Stop giving up so quick just because it's like, okay, I wasn't seeing, like, I said it on my live today, but our God is a crock pot God. He's not a microwave God. Let him do what he needs to do through you in his time. It's not always quick. I know we're impatient, but just have more faith than fear in your journey. Have more faith than fear. I know presidential is on its way. I've never felt it in my bones like I have just these past like 6 months. God is like, it's on its way, but I've had to do things through you and in you that you didn't really want to do. I've had to grow in areas that I'm like, dang it. Ugh. Like, I've lost people that needed to go a long time ago, bro. Some of y'all holding on to people that, dude, let them go. Let them go. Those bad habits, the excuses that you'd make, just let them go. Like, once you start getting rid of the toxic and believing more, you're going to fulfill the promise. Like, I promise you. But sometimes it takes growth. And I don't know about you, but like, I'm cool with becoming a better version of myself every single day. The way I think about it, maybe you don't have kids, but in my perspective, I just constantly think about, what would I tell my kids? What would I tell my kids? I would never say to Lucy, yeah, I think you should give up. I think that you've become like better and wiser and more confident in yourself, but like, yeah, give up. Just go ahead. Go back. What are you going to do now? Like, go back, go ahead, give up what you've been working on for 7 years because, oh boy, you haven't hit it yet, or other people are hitting it sooner. Dave Ramsey said it the other day, and I will never forget it. And I have to give him credit, but he said, I met God on the way up, but I got to know him on the way down. Y'all, I have literally seen God through the worst moments of my life, in the worst moments of my business. Like, you're gonna, like, give it a chance. Whatever you go through, there's a reason. There's a reason behind it. If he gets you to it, he plans to get you through it. And on the other side, you'll have this story that's going to change people's lives and inspire someone. But y'all give up too quick. And then you know what? God's like, oh, dang it. The plans I had for you, but you gave up. You let the enemy win. That's a bummer. And then you get to heaven. And he's like, here's this box with your name on it. That's all the stuff you missed out on, bro, because you gave up too quick. You let the enemy tell you you're not good enough. You're not worth it. You can't do it. These other people are doing it quicker than you. Some of y'all let the enemy just completely blindside you. And I refuse. If you're not butting heads with the enemy, like you're probably walking in the same direction as him. I'll get it tattooed eventually. Like, it's okay if shit is hard. It's okay. It's not the journey on the way up. It's not easy. You know, God, when I think about him walking for 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, and the enemy was like, but hey, if you listen to me, he still was like, nah. And look what happened. There's always good on the other side of hard. There's always good. So like, yeah, I might have been here at Triple since 2016, but your girl grown, but your girl knows God more than I ever have. Scripture, I finally have it memorized because your girl needed it more than ever these last, whatever, how many years. I barely graduated high school. I can't do math, but like I need scripture. That's truth. Scripture is truth. So I can't agree with that more, Claire. If you get there quickly, good for you. That's cute. But it took me a minute and I learned a lot along the way. That's great if you got there quickly. That's great. Seriously, like kudos. That's amazing. Maybe you had more faith to begin with. I started out dry as a bone. Like, so you just trust the process and know exactly what you want and make it such a strong visual that when you get out of bed, that's all you think about. That's all you think about. You're like, God, listen, you do through me what you need to do. You do through me what you need to do. Some of us, I made a post about it the other day. Some of us are praying for what we want, and that's why shit is going wrong. Start praying for what he wants. Whatever you need to do, your will, please, Lord, let that be what it is. And, you know, I talked to Pam beginning of 2020, and she said, Kim, do you think about presidential every day when you wake up? And I said, I do. I'm not for 7 years. I do. Like, I still do. And she's like, then that's how you know it's on its way. But you need to get out of your own way. And you need to let go of the people on your chart that aren't supposed to be there. And that was like the biggest. I literally had to let go of someone that I never imagined not doing this business with. She was a high rank on my team when I went Triple. She was someone that had been with me for a long time, but man, she was toxic. She was negative. She played the blame game. And I was like, just looking at my chart, sometimes I'd be like, ugh. Like, and that applies to anything in your life, whether you're looking at your chart, you're looking at your friend circle. If it drains you, if your energy just shifts when it happens, if you get the butterflies that feel like you got to go to the bathroom, they ain't it. And I had to let go. It's hard to let go of things that you think, no, they're in the plan. No, they're not. No, they're not. Just trust it. Just trust it. God is not wrong. He's trying to do something in you and through you. Just believe it. And even if it's uncomfortable, go with it. Because on the other side of God's glory is such an incredible feeling. I want to make it to heaven and him be like, job well done. Thank you for at least trying to listen. Instead of completely shoving me out, trying to be you, trying to do only things that made you happy and gave you the glory. I'm not out here trying to do that anymore. So that, I guess, is why I've persisted anyway, because presidential is going to be great, but it's the fact that so many people, including my family, my friends, people on Facebook are going to go, she never gave up. She never gave up. Like, I don't care if no one's going to say she's been trying since 2016. No one's going to say that. They're going to go, oh my gosh, she did it. She freaking did it. Kim is a person of her word, even if it takes her longer than normal. That's okay. So I guess that's my answer.
Like, need a drink of water, maybe a shower because I'm sweating. Like, oh my goodness. Kim, I knew that asking you that question that I was going to get what I was looking for, but I didn't know that I was going to get all of that extra in there too. Like, I just respect you so much. And I appreciate that we can tell your story and that we can hear your story and that we can look directly in the face of what grit looks like and directly in the face of what it looks like to say, I grew at this rank, like to not, like, you're not apologizing for it. And you just single-handedly, I think, switched so many of our perspectives on how we look at growing in this business. And I just feel like if you could see our chats, if you could see everything just like lighting up like crazy, I was so inspired. Sarah, did you have anything you wanted to ask based off of that? Oops, I muted you as you asked to unmute. I'll let you do yourself.
Okay. Hey, Kim. I'm like such a fangirl. This has been so incredible. I feel like whenever we had a small watch party at Jordan Splinter's house. I saw you, Jordan, on here. You're blowing up the chat because you're hearing all of this too. I feel like we I have to swipe over. I'm on my phone tonight, which I'm normally not. There you are. One of the things that we talked about like at dinner with the smaller group of people, which conference was amazing this year for many different reasons. But one of them was that we have just a small group of people, which normally we don't have. And we got to really go deep, and we talked about different blessings that this business has given us that we don't necessarily like hype up all the time. We even talked about like, when we get to, when we look back at our life, we're not going to think like, oh my gosh, I went triple diamond in 8 months and that was amazing. We're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, I really got to spend a lot of time with my kids. Wow, I really got to like love my husband deeply. So Kim, and you shared a little bit about this and it just in this last segment, but what are some of those like major blessings that you've experienced in your life completely outside of rank, even completely outside of your paycheck, that are like major to you?
Yeah, that's a good one. I want to read this to you real quick because that kind of goes hand in hand with what I just read today. Hold on. Hold on. No, this ain't it. I read a lot of devotionals. So it basically said something like, when you're doing things on behalf of Christ, like you will always be happy. And so that is my only mission. And I know I've kind of said it, but I joined this business for the money, and I can't put it into words. I joined this business for the money. I might get emotional. I joined this business for the money, but if you don't know God, that sucks. That sucks. And I pray that you do. I didn't expect to even find God. I didn't expect to grow a relationship with God. And now when I'm, 45, and I'm thinking like, and I'm looking back on our past, I will never forget Eric sitting right here on my lap at my desk when I was doing something. I don't even know what I was doing. He was sitting at my desk and he brought me, without getting into too deep of what kind of kid Eric is, he's not totally outgoing. He's not super like emotional. With me, he is. He loves kisses at bedtime, stuff like that. But in public, nah. I won't get too into it. He's different than Lucy. Lucy's a little more outgoing, loves me outwardly. Eric is very kind of standoffish. And he brought me this book and he was like, can you read this to me? And it was a Jesus book. And I'm like, no way. Like, you don't ever want me to read this kind of stuff out loud to you. That's crazy. And we read it, and there was a part in it where it said something about like, if you don't know Jesus, it was talking about baptism. And he said, he turned around at me, he was like, I believe in Jesus. And I'm like, you do? And he was like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. He's in my heart. And I'm like, shut up. Like, if I would have never found God, and I promise you, it's because of It Works. It's nothing else. It's because of It Works. It's because I was constantly around people talking about him. And I was like, fine, who are you? What's good? Who's Jesus? What you all about? If I would have never taken the time to grow myself for my children and study God's word for my children and get to know God for my children, I don't know if I'd ever have kids that like grew up in a church and went to Sunday school with me and like had a relationship. And, to hear my kids constantly, Lucy says it all day long. I love Jesus. She says it all day long. And that's my kids. If you knew me 7 years ago, you would have never guessed that I had kids who said that stuff out loud. Like, I wanted upside down crosses tattooed on my feet, you guys. Like, I hated God. Like, no one would have ever saw that in me. And I'm leaving behind way more than your mama went ambassador with a company. I'm leaving behind way more than that. I'm leaving behind growth. And you can do anything you put your mind to. And I'm instilling something in my kids that will forever trickle into their kids, and I'm thankful for that. If it weren't for It Works, I would not be who I am today. I've never been a part of something where you're literally allowed to grow and become who you're supposed to be. No other job provides that kind of space. The factory, never. I would have never, they didn't even know who I was. I was nobody. You had to keep your mouth shut at my job to make your quotas. They were rude. They were awful. They were, I don't know if you've ever worked at a factory, but it is so normal to hear people complain about their life and like just complain about the small things. It's so normal, and I don't have to put up with that anymore. And I get to speak blessings, you know, and I get to do things that I never thought I would. But becoming who I'm seriously meant to be has been the coolest part of this journey. Like, I remember waking up one day and I'm like, you know, I think I want to dabble in makeup, not because I think I need it, but because my insides are freaking glowing, but like I want my outside to match that. I want that for me. And so I started getting into makeup and I freaking love it. And it's just been so fun to be able to explore and learn and figure out who I am. I'm only 29 years old. And, you know, I just can't imagine my life. The blessings that have come from this, not money wise, not rank wise, but like just the things it's done for me and my kids are something I will always, always be thankful for. Always.
Oh, so good. So good. This is just like filling our cups so much. Like everything you're saying, just the way that you speak, the way that you share, like you getting emotional just now, like we need that. We need to remember that. And there are a lot of us on this team that love God and have a relationship with him. And there are those of us that don't, and we're all at our different places, but just to hear your story with it is just so meaningful. And for me, it grounds me and reminds me that there's a bigger purpose for why we do what we do and why we show up every single day. So, one of my other leaders, Katie, she wanted to hop on here. You know, Katie, she wanted to hop on here and ask a question, but she's on a road trip, so her service is a little iffy. But she wanted me to ask you, what would your number one piece of advice be for someone who it is taking longer for? And I know you shared that perspective with us, but what, you know, you're sitting at a table one-on-one having a cup of coffee with someone who's like, I'm frustrated. I've been grinding my gears. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing the tasks. I'm doing the host posts, and I'm just not getting there. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. What would you say to them?
Oh man. Yeah. So I guess my answer would look a little different than what I talked about earlier. Like, you know, ask them, you know, I guess ask yourself, why did you say yes in the first place? Like, I just really want you to dig deep, because it's so easy to go day in, day out and do your KPIs and do the things and do the tasks. And then you're like, but it's not paying off. Well, probably because you don't think you're worthy. Probably because you don't think you even are. You know, when you're messaging people to become distributors and asking them to join your team, when you're doing it, are you doing it with a, they'll probably say no attitude, or are you doing it with a, I deserve this, God, bring me the right people, expand in my territory? Which mindset do you have when you're working this business? Because that's probably where it starts. But I would look at that person and just be like, why'd you say yes in the first place? Let's write it down. Let's really dig deep into it. You know, why? Like, I joined this business for money. Okay, why? To pay for diapers and gas because I was broke. Okay, why? Because I grew up in poverty. I don't want it anymore. Okay, why? Because I deserve more. Like, I deserve more. My kids deserve more. I don't want them to have kids and be in this cycle. We're breaking generational curses up in here. Like, that's my whole goal. And so, like, what do you want? And why do you want it? You're coming at me frustrated, but are you doing the work? Do you even believe that it can pay off? Like, do you even believe that you really truly deserve what's coming to you? Whether it's ruby, emerald, diamond, and above, like, you're bringing these people onto your team and you're not even training them because you don't even think you're a leader. Like, grow this for a minute before you get some work done. Like, that's why on my dream board, even it says, God gets me first, because when you give it to him first, just everything else falls into place. That's like his whole goal. He just wants everything to fall into place. Like, and so that's my, if someone asked me, I guess that would be my answer. Just, why do you want it? What did you even join for? Let's remember, it's not just as simple as saying like, remember your why. No, like, truly, what is it that you want and why do you want it? Why is it important to you? And write it down and look at it every day. I mean, my dream board is literally in front of my face, and I work hard because I've promised my kids, like, I work hard. I'm a person of my word. And like, I told them we're going to Disney in December, and I've never even been to Disney. And I knew that sharing that with Eric and Lucy I was like nervous to do it, because I'm like, as soon as I say it, it's got to happen. Like, if you have kids, go tell them your plans, because they'll hold you accountable. And I'm not kidding. I was nervous. My armpits were sweating telling him, I'm like, yeah, Yep, we're going to Disney in December. And he's like, I'm like, it's yes. And kids are like, okay, bet. Like, you said it. So now Eric's like, we're like, still talks about it. And I'm like, and it makes me get my ass down here and get to work. Like, mama has to believe because I done told you. And the other day I was watching Conference, you guys, and I was emotional. Lucy, we were watching the Millionaires Club, and she was like, and she was watching with me. Eric and Joe were off doing something, and so it was just me and Lucy. And she loves what I do. She thinks it's so cool. I have no doubt that she'll be a future rap star with me. I have no doubt. But she was watching with me, and she was like, I was like, look at Lucy. All these people have made $1 million, and she was like, dead serious, not even a smile. She goes, "Where are you?" And I'm like, good question, baby. It's coming, mama. And I had to like catch my breath for a minute. I'm like, I'll be up there. Don't worry about it. I'll be up there. Like, your kids think you can do anything. Where did that belief in you go? Like, your kids believe in Santa Claus and they ain't even seen his ass. Okay. But they believe like hardcore. They're like, he is real. These are the things he does. This is the outfit he wears. These are the gifts he's going to bring me. Have that kind of belief in yourself. Have it. Lucy did not understand $1 million to her is a penny. Go and get it. Go and get it. If you want it, get it. You're the only person stopping yourself. You know, this is happening to me. That's happening to me. My kids are doing this. My kids are doing so. We've all been through life. We've all been through it. I went double diamond with, it makes me irritated. This is why I can't do excuses. I went double diamond with no phone, right? But you can still use your phone if you got Wi-Fi. I didn't have Wi-Fi. My cable and internet was turned off that month. So my ass was sitting in a McDonald's. I hate McDonald's. I hate it. I hate the smell. I don't like the food. But I would sit there every night that month because of their Wi-Fi. And I would sit in the back so they weren't like, hey, are you going to order something? You need anything? Nothing. Leave me alone. I smell like I work here, damn it. And I got to go home smelling like I work here, but I am going double diamond. This is enough. When your back is against a wall, you ain't got no choice. So I was sitting at a McDonald's for the entire month of February because I needed it. Okay, so something's going wrong. Whatever. What about what can go right? I envisioned double diamond because diamond was spectacular, but double diamond was going to allow us the things that we're going to get our head above water. And so just vision cast, you know, it was tough. Have you ever had no cell phone service because it was turned off and then you've also had no Wi-Fi? Like, it sucks. I literally was like, I can't get a hold of anybody, even if I wanted to, like, until I can pay my bills. It sucks. But when your back is against that wall and you don't really have a choice, you figure it out. If you were in a burning building and your kids were in the top floor, I would get burned. Have that kind of mentality. It's not about the money. It's what it allows you to do. If you're a shitty person, you're going to do shitty things with the money. But if you're a good person, you're going to do good things. God, the weapon was formed, but it did not prosper because I persisted anyway. Like, God knows. And, you know, the other day I was on a Zoom with somebody and she said, my team has probably heard this a few times, but the girl said to me, you know, I was so close. She was talking about her journey to triple. And she said, I was so far away those last 5 days, but I still did it. I said, yeah, but the devil knew how close you were. So you have to remember, like, when you think it's hard, he knows that shit is easy. And he's going to do something he's going to do every little thing that he can. He's going to shut your phone off. He's going to make sure you ain't got no Wi-Fi. But then you go, I'd rather smell like McDonald's than sit in this anymore. I'd rather sit in a McDonald's than be in this position ever again. It sucked. I know it seems so stupid because, like, it's TV, but my kids will come up to me and be like, why can't we watch, especially Eric, he was old enough. Why can't I watch Paw Patrol? I'm like, because I haven't paid the bill. I can't pay the bill. Like, it sucks. I don't ever want to tell my kids I can't afford food again. I don't ever want to do that. It sucks. You have to just decide. You just have to decide. Some of y'all like, I ain't got time, but then you're watching a full series of whatever the F. Well, put it down for a minute. Quit hanging out with that person that doesn't serve you. Quit hanging out with people that don't do nothing but bring you down. Why are you even wasting your time? I just told my sisters, who I love freaking dearly. Some of them I love dearly. Some of them get on my nerves, but two of my sisters that I love dearly, they're in a group chat with me and they were like, Kimber'lee, you there? I'm like, listen, I am, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Your girl got goals. So you're not gonna see me in this chat a whole lot. If you ain't my team God, my kids or Joe, I'm gonna have to dip for just a little bit because I'm busy. My calling is higher than just settling. My calling is higher than just remaining complacent. You've got to believe that if it is on your heart, if it is a desire that is good, it is God, homegirl. You've got to stay the course. You've got to do the things that you know work. And if you're lost, I dare you to get into your Bible. Just focus on what can he do today? Not me. What can he do today? Just stay there in that moment. You will win. You cannot lose. You cannot lose if you're in his word. And if you're doubting yourself, if you're thinking I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and I'm that, guarantee they're a lie. Look in Ephesians, figure out the way, the truth, and the light, because I promise you, you're the only person who thinks it. You know, I had a friend tell me the other day, she's like, I don't, Kim, for the first time, I don't feel pretty. And I said, excuse me. I like yelled, I'm like, excuse me. She's like, I feel ugly on the outside and the inside. I'm like, She knew. I'm like, good and well, that's not the truth. Not up in here. And she's like, I know. I'm like, go in your Bible. He'll tell you who you are. And that's the only thing that matters to me. I'm not out here trying to make people comfortable. I'm not out here trying to make people happy. Or I guess so, like kind of, but I'm not out here trying to do things for the benefit of other people. I'm out here just being myself. I'm not interested in being like other people. Because I know who I am in Christ. When you've got that firm foundation, nothing else matters. What people think of you, what people want, what people want for you, it doesn't matter. So that's a long answer, but that's my answer.
I just didn't want you to stop. I was like, she's going to pause soon. And I need to just sit and marinate. And like everything she's saying, I can't have her pause right now. Goodness, I just am absolutely like the wisdom that you have is so deep. And I know what you're going to say, and I know that it comes from God, but it's very inspiring to me that you have gone after this wisdom. But I think it's also inspiring to me because I know that God's only been in your life for a matter of 6 years, 7 years ish. Like, and that's so inspiring to me. Because I feel like in so many ways, I have like half the wisdom that you do, and I've been following God for so many more years. But what's so encouraging to me is like, man, I can go deep anytime because you're showing me how you just went deep and you have this wisdom. It's just absolutely incredible. I just am like shaken. I wanted to have you touch on one more thing, and we have some time left. I wanted to have you touch on one more thing, and I almost felt like it was going to be shallow compared to everything we've talked about, but I feel like with the mindset that you have on this, it's going to be so good. I want you to talk to them about upselling the way that you talked to me about it. And, we had a conversation a few months ago and maybe 6 months ago now. And I said that I was uncomfortable with upselling because I just didn't want to impose. I didn't want to spend other people's money. I kind of just, honestly, there was a lot of fear. I just wanted to take the sale. I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to push anybody. And you challenged my mindset and changed me on this. And I would love to say that I've had a hard time keeping my 6 LCs this month because everybody I'm signing is higher BV. And I only want to keep the smaller ones for my bonuses. So then you did that. You really taught me that and changed that with me. So talk to this team as we're running for promotions and growing our volume, challenge our mindset on upselling is not about us. That's what you really taught me. It's not about us. So I'd love for you to just share your knowledge on that.
Yes. And you guys, like, I'm a blue personality where Claire is a yellow. So we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses, right? And for me, my weakness is I don't know how to tone it down. So like, I'll have to go to Claire and be like, how do you say this kindly? Because I don't know how to say this without sounding rude. So like, please know that she's helped me, with so much. And I love that we can do that with each other. You guys, all of us on here can do that with each other. But yeah, I love upselling. I think it's because like, okay, first of all, please go ahead, drop a 5 in the comments if you're a product of the product. Let's start there, okay? I am 159 million%. I love these products. I love these I mean that with my whole heart. If it works like collapse tomorrow, I'd be like, oh my God, but my products. And that's not going to happen, but you guys get my point. So first of all, first things first, if you're uncomfortable upselling, and I know this wasn't Claire's thing, but maybe this is yours. If you're uncomfortable upselling, you know what? It might, yeah, this is collagen. This is not Bywater. You might be not using the products consistently. Maybe you're uncomfortable with it because you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. You've never even seen results yourself. Like my auto shipment, y'all don't want to know what I spend a month. You don't. You would throw up, but you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You need to run your 80 BB auto shipment period. You need to run, like my girl Emily's on here. She is a product of the product. She can, she uses the products like all the time religiously. And I know that is going to help her in her journey, whether it's slow or fast or in between. It's going to help her because that is important. Like I can genuinely, I want to show you guys a difference real quick. If someone were to come to you and say, hey girl, looking for skincare, and you don't use the skincare, you're going to be like, oh, well, I mean, we have this really great cleanser. I know that. And we have a great like Protect moisturizer. We also have collagen. I don't know. What do you like? But you come to me and be like, listen, Beesh, like, what is your skin type? First of all, is it dry? Because I got something for everybody. Like, do you need refresh cleanser? Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Radiant Serum. But if you're oily like me, maybe not. But you definitely need the Protect moisturizer. And then girl, collagen is changing my life. It has made my skin glow. It's going to restore your skin's elasticity. Like this is everything, right? There's a difference in your excitement when you're talking about the products, when you actually use them. So go ahead and like use them. But with upselling, our only job, you guys, is to sign up distributors and sign up customers. That's it. The work behind it, the mindset, that's on you. Like you've got to take care of that. But our job, like income producing, is signing loyal customers and distributors. So when you're signing up customers, wouldn't you rather work smarter than harder? Like I love Host to Post and I do it. But you guys, I would much rather sign 10 loyal customers with 80 PV than 20 customers with 27 PV. I don't know. Like that's just me. I love the product so much that when I talk about them, I'm excited about them. And guess what, you guys? It's in your brain if you're nervous about it. It's only in your, I promise you, the person on the other side of that phone is not like, did she just try to sell me more? Excuse me? Like, no, they're like, dude, thank you. I trust you. I came to you about the products because I trust you. So what do you recommend? Like I've literally always recommended at least one or two other things because I know that I genuinely know our products work hand in hand. Like maybe this isn't you, but keto coffee and chocolate grains. I don't want to do one without the other. I don't want to. I don't want to do a cleanser without moisturizer. I don't want to. I love them together. So I want people to see their best results. I genuinely do, because when they see their best results, chances are they're going to order past those 3 months. And that's our whole goal, is to see them like fall in love with multiple things and continue to order. So just an example, I don't use hair, skin, and nails because I don't want hair, but I sell the most because it works. It works well. I've used it in the past and bro, it works. So I sell a lot of hair, skin, and nails because females love their hair. And honestly, that's one of those products that it's really easy to get your foot in the door. It's really easy. There's not a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, like it's hair, skin, and nails. It's exciting. So I'll get my foot in the door with that. And people are like, yeah, sign me up. I'm like, bet, okay, text me and we're going to go ahead and place your order. And as soon as they text me, I tell them what I need. That's it. I'm just like, hey girl, thanks for texting. It's so much safer. Here's what I need. And then they send it to me. They always send it right back. And as soon as they send me their information, now their life is in my hands. So they have to respond. I have their information. So like I always, with hair, skin, and nails, for instance, I always upsell the collagen. So I have a script that I use and I upsell the collagen to them with Katie Bevington's corporate approved collagen 14-day difference picture. I can send it to Claire or something if you guys need it, but it is my favorite upsell, and it just breaks down like, this is why you should add collagen to your order. I drink it every night. I love it. And they're always like, yeah, actually, how much is that? And I'm like, it's $40 for a bag. You guys, right now with the deal, obviously prices are different, but I tell them this is how much it is. And I go, do you want to order one bag and use it every other night? Or do you want to use it every night like I do? If so, I recommend getting 2 bags. So they'll usually get 2 bags. And then I've had a bride, that I was talking to before, she was like, all right, cool, yes, let me add the 2 bags. And then I said, do you have any other goals? Fitness? Do you have weight loss? Do you have energy goals? Do you have any other goals in general? Because we have a lot of other really great things like fat burning coffee or skinny wrap, stuff like that. And she said, fat burning coffee, wait a minute. And I was like, yes, we're so much more than just skincare. Yeah, I know that's how we met through Host to Post, but we have a lot more. And she ended up ordering like the wraps and the defining gel and the coffee. It was amazing because I'm not someone who gets into people's pockets. I'm not worried about, if they can't afford it, they'll tell me that. They'll say, I don't know, I'm okay. Thank you though. Maybe I'll try it again. You still won. You still won because you're signing a customer. Good for you. That's amazing. Like seriously, kudos, clap for yourself, happy dance. Signing a customer is exciting. That's exciting in itself. But why not? Why not ask them? Why not ask them if they want anything else that's exciting? And right, that the products go hand in hand because you're using them and you're enjoying them and you're seeing your own results, whether it's inwardly or outwardly, whatever, you're seeing your own results. And so because I've gotten to know these products too, I'm more confident in talking about them. So like Confianza is, I think it needs to be way more hyped up. It's one of my favorites. I have hardcore anxiety. And so I take 2 a day, sometimes 4. And I love that product. So if someone's having a hard time losing weight, it might be that they actually need to chill out. So I'll be like, okay, well, have you tried our Confianza? It's a plant-based supplement that just is take as needed. It works within 15, 20 minutes. Maybe your body is just so stressed that you're storing and holding on. I don't know the terminology, but I'll recommend that. And they'll be like, yeah, let me try that out and see if it helps. And just knowing these products helped your stutter. That's amazing. I just saw the comments. Confianza is amazing. So I love the products. So use them. And then don't be afraid, just because you started this business broke, like me, don't mean everyone's broke. It doesn't mean that everyone's broke and doesn't have money. They would love to spend it on something that's going to better their health. They would love, if they're already willing to buy hair, skin, and nails, I guarantee you they're like, what else you got? So just telling them that, I have a script, obviously I said that, but just telling them that they're getting like half off of my entire store to begin with makes them go, oh, let me see what you got. And then with this 3 for $89 deal, like that's huge. There is no reason you shouldn't be upselling with that. So I love the products hand in hand. Just be confident in talking about it and not spending people's money for them. And you'll be so excited that you did.
It's really all mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
It all comes back to mindset.
It sure does.
So leave us with this. We have about 5 minutes left. Leave us with this. What are you doing for your mindset? I always see you with your devotionals. I always see you reading. But tell us about the middle of the day. It's been a couple hours since your devotional. Maybe there's been some things that have gone wrong in your day. How do you redirect yourself? How do you make sure that your mind stays in the right spot?
So so like the honest truth, y'all gotten the drift. I like God. Me and God are tight. Okay. I have really bad anxiety. I'm just gonna be like super, like I have very bad anxiety. In fact, I went to the doctor the other day because my heart, no, not my heart, sorry. See, barely graduated high school. Heart's over here, right? Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Cool. Over here hurt a lot. And I'm like, in the world. I was down here at my desk Tuesday night, hurt so bad. Today is Tuesday, so last Tuesday. And I was just sitting at my desk and I'm like, wow, that really hurts. I'm like, that's weird. And then I went upstairs and I went to bed and it hurt more. And then I woke up and it kind of went away, but it stayed throughout the weekend. And I went to the doctor to make sure it was nothing crazy. And he's like, yep, just stress. I'm like, cool. Anxiety. It's anxiety, not stress. And he goes, what's going on? I'm like, I'm just overwhelmed with blessings, to be honest. I don't know. Like, I'm really excited. I'm happy, but I have anxiety. So sometimes anxiety means it's not that your life sucks. It means that you just are an anxious person. So for me, I have to stay put here all day, or else it's easy for me to start, like I'll be driving and I'll go, whew, can't catch my breath because I'm an anxious person. So in order for me to make sure I'm staying on my square and not being, not falling off of it, because it's so easy. You're going to get distracted, by people, circumstances, things, whatever. You're going to get distracted. And I have OCD. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't like to clean my house. I have OCD. So with all those things added up, like it's tough out here, right? It's tough. Going away for our girls trip for conference, that is hard for me. That's hard. That's really hard for me with OCD, but I do it. You conquer, you do the things. And so I start my morning. I have it written, I said it before, but God gets me first, because what you are lacking, he will make up for. But if you are giving him that time, my anxiety before God, let me tell you, was horrible. I mean, when I say I was crying on my couch every day from like 7, 8, 9 months pregnant, I mean it. My life sucked. I was breaking out in hives, you guys. I have literally had skin where people used to think I was bit up by mosquitoes. And I'm like, No, it wasn't. Thank you though. Like my skin would break out so bad, you guys bad. But because I've allowed him in and like, Lord, give me what I need that I don't have because I know that you can do that. In the morning, make sure you're giving it to him first. You know, if you need to, people make it so complicated. Jesus ain't complicated. It's not this journey that needs to be like overthought. You just need, like, for me, I grab my devotional. I've got quite a few of them, but this one specifically, this fear not prayers and promises for difficult times. I love that I can open this up and pinpoint. Like it literally has topics. Like, what are you struggling with? Identity, inspiration, joy, justice, peace, perseverance, praise, prayer, promises, whatever. And I open that up and I'm just like, what do I need today? Let me read that scripture, because scripture is truth. And so that's something that I do. I also have in the morning, I'll take time and I'll do my Amazing Grace devotional that I just got. This is amazing. It's 365 daily devotions. And it asked me a question, because I don't really just want to have time with God. I want to simmer in it. You know, God, don't be quick about it. You don't need to. And if you have to be, that's fine. If you only have 10 minutes, that's better than nothing. But I like to sit and simmer in God's word and really let him have me for a little bit, because that's all he wants anyway. So I'll sit for like an hour and I like that one ends with a question. You know, it makes you think. So I'll write that down in my little notebook that I have. And then some days look like, you know, getting up and doing my Bible study. I'm just always trying to stay close to God's word. That's why I take up anything that I can, Bible studies at church, whatever I can. You guys, I love, because my point when I said that I have anxiety is because I have to, wow, you saw that, Claire? Good. What in the world? How do you know that? Okay. So I'm like, she even had the name and everything. So what I do throughout my day, because Claire said, now you're done with your devotions and your day goes on and your team might be in your inbox kind of saying things that you're like, you know, that's just life. That's just life stressors. So I'm not going to lie. When I get in my car, it's Christian music. It's only Christian music. First of all, I like to sing. I love to dance. I love music. It is my love language. So if I can get in my car and only be listening to worship, I'm good with that. And my kids get to hear that too. So that makes me happy. But listen to worship music. Maybe if you're feeling some type of way, instead of putting on, trust me, I like gangster rap too. It's my favorite. I like real inappropriate things, but worship music is where it's at for me. It helps me keep my head in the game while I'm in my car. When I listen to Torrin Wells, I Am Famous For, I'm like, that's right. You're right. I can't do nothing, but you can do it all. And I love worship music. So like turn that on in your car instead of anything else. My other favorite thing is when I exercise, because moving your body is important, even if it's outside in the cold for 30 minutes, like that makes me happy. Truly, like moving my body is a huge, I know that sounds like really, yes, really go move your body somewhere, like do something. I promise it'll lift your spirits. But when I'm doing that, I'll listen to an audible. I love, like I've been listening to How to Lead When You're Not in Charge. So good. How to Lead When You're Not in Charge is so good. I really like it. And I've had that on my Audible. And when I go for a walk or whatever I'm doing, I listen to that because it keeps your head in the game. Earth is fleshy. Earth is fleshy. There are things everywhere. There are moms. Y'all, I had to go take Eric to school the other day, and Claire knows me, but like I love Jesus, but don't try to catch these hands. I have attitude. Like that's me as a person. So it's easy for me to step out of grace for a minute and be like, oh crap. Like I have to catch myself. Like, Kim, you ain't there no more. But you know, I took Eric to school the other morning and had it out with somebody there, and it messed up my whole mood. I was so irritated. I'm like, you don't mess with me and my kids. But when I get back into my car, I listen to my worship music, I ground myself, because this earth is fleshy. You're gonna have people, circumstances, obstacles, things get in your way and distract you. But when you're staying where you need to be, so for me, that's just filling my cup with things that I know I need to fill my cup up with. When I'm watching too much Grey's Anatomy, I start thinking I need to go date people like Derek. And I'm like, but I love Joe. Like, God, like you have to be careful with what you surround yourself with. You have to be careful with what you're watching and what you're letting flow into this pink thing you've got in the middle of your ears. You've got to be careful because you'll start comparing. You'll start feeling like you're doing something wrong. And then on Sundays I go to church and I have a Sabbath. You guys, I take a day of rest where I'm completely unplugged. I'm focusing on things that make me happy. I actually made a list. Not too long ago, well, about a year ago now, I made a list of things that just make me happy. And when I made that list, like it made me happy. And the chat. I made a list of things that make me happy. And when I'm feeling like irritated or like I'm not, whatever, I'll look at my list of things that like brings me joy, and I'll do one of them. I'll just do one of them. Like, number 5 is a girl's day with Lucy that just consists of popcorn and Fred on replay. Like, do something that makes you happy and stay in that energy, stay in alignment with the things that are going to bring you joy, because anything else is just a distraction. So be careful. Your mindset is so important. And when we're out here trying to do things that are bigger and better than a lot of other, I don't mean to say it in the wrong way, I'm not saying we're better than other people, but we're doing things that are different. And we know that we're made for more. And honestly, not a lot of the world believes that, not of themselves and not of you. So if you aren't holding your thoughts captive and watching your tongue and just being really intentional with the things you're doing throughout the day, you'll slip, you'll fall, and then you might not get back up. But I highly recommend, fall 9, get up 10, fall 9, get up 10. Like, it is hard out here for a pimp, but we try. So make sure you're staying focused on what matters to you. And for me, that's God. So anywhere that I can just be reminded, whether it's music, a podcast, my morning, sometimes I'll sit here after dropping the kids off at like 8 o'clock. I'll come back home, 8:30. I'll come back home and all of a sudden I look at my watch and I'm like, my watch, what watch? I don't wear a watch ever, but I'll look at the time and I'll be like, it's 11 o'clock. And I'm like, but I'm not mad about it. I was spending that time with God. I'm not mad about it. That's beautiful. Get distracted in his word instead of the things that don't matter. That's it.
God multiplies our time. I heard Nicole Crank say that. And
Yes.
No time spent on him is ever wasted because he always multiplies our time.
I love that. Yes.
Kim, this has been amazing. Can we have you? Can you just come live in our pockets?
I would love to. Claire knows this, but you guys, I don't have an upline. I'm always like, Claire, should I quit and then 3 months later just join your team and start all over again? Because I'll do it. I'm kidding.
No, but I can just be your adopted sounding board, and that we just do that. And you're mine. It's a give take over here. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. We loved this more than you know. You filled a lot of cups tonight and you changed a lot of lives tonight in a bigger way than I think you realize. And I'm really grateful. So thank you. You guys all go make sure that you're following Kim. She's such a great person to follow, such a great leader to look up to. She's steady, she's consistent, and she works this business not like anybody else, just like Kim. And that is a really good quality, because I hope that by following her, and I know that by following her, you'll feel really empowered to work this business like yourself and not like anyone else, because she does it in such a unique way. So Kim, we love you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was so sweet. Thank you so much, Claire. I love you very much.
Love you. Have the best night, you guys, and keep blowing us up with all the encouragement. Blow me up with all the encouragement so I can pass it back over to Kim. We won't blow her all up, but blow me up so I can send it all over so she can be encouraged. So love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you guys. Bye. Have a good